Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, it's been a week. Last week Ian was out of town, and so I was like, I'm gonna film, and he's not gonna be able to edit it until the following week, and I just didn't. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Of course, we're gonna film a plan with me. Oh, I wanna show you, look how last week turned out. I've been meaning to take pictures of this, and I keep forgetting about it. But I was like testing out the vertical layout some more, and like, look how fun this technique was. I just highlighted, sorry, we're diving right in. I just opened it and got super distracted by it. I just highlighted like squares, but it seemed very like, I don't know, plain. I didn't like how it turned out, just the highlighted squares. So I just did some like messy boxes around all of it, and I really like how it turned out. So pushing that aside, and I kind of really liked that as much grief as I gave people for the vertical layout, I don't know if I necessarily gave them grief. I was like, I don't know why you need a vertical layout. It was really nice to be able to see my week fully like this instead of like my normal vertical weekly layout. Let's see. Seeing my layout like that. So I get it. I'm definitely leaning towards the vertical layout option for next quarter. But anyways, like I said, we're gonna do a plan with me. So here's kind of what my current week looks like. I did go ahead and print out the vertical layout freebie again and put it in my planner because I'm just testing out which layout I like more. So let me know for next week, do you want to see another vertical one, or do you want to go back to the horizontal? I know some people are kind of like, I really like seeing verticals, but I also want to see different options for the horizontal. So I know it's kind of, you know, wishy-washy which one you want to see. So let me know, and then I will make sure to do that for next week. And speaking of next week, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video. It really does help. Ian's really getting on my case for reminding people to subscribe to my channel at the beginning of my videos. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Gold star. So this is my weekly layout. I kind of went ahead and just filled it out with sticky notes. It kind of turned into a very hectic little week. So with the vertical layout, I don't really have any stickers made specifically for this size just yet, especially since this is the digital download and not the actual size. I'm not going to design stickers for the digital download. I'm just going to design it for the vertical layout when we release it. And it is going to be a smidgen bigger than this digital download size. So what's the point in designing stickers for that, right? So let's kind of dive in and see what we're doing. I have gone ahead and I filled out, Monday was kind of a little like tester, and then it is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yes, I am doing my weekly layout on a Tuesday. It happens. So if you're feeling like you haven't gotten your planner together, neither have I. You're not alone. But Tuesday, I really like how this turned out. So we're kind of going with the Blush Blossom color theme for this week. So I pulled out a bunch of things. I have like a Sharpie pen. I have like the regular permanent Sharpie, which I think might be the best option. The Sharpie pen might be. I need to see if this has juice in it. It might be all dried out. I have some peach colored markers. Yes, look at all that. And then I did pick up, so in my last video we were talking about pens and we were talking about rollerball pens. So I went on Amazon and was looking for fine tipped rollerball pens. So like a 0.38 or a 0.4 sized pen, because 0.5 is too big. I don't like it. And I found the best thing ever. It's a little cat. So it came in like a pack of like 6 or something with different cats on the top, and it's a 0.38, and I love it. I love this pen. Rollerball pens are pretty nifty. I do really like it, and I've been enjoying it for like the past week or so. So this is the rollerball pen I picked up, the little cat pens. Yep, it's a favorite. So I'm definitely thinking a more like minimalist type spread. I did also grab some peach colored washi tape, so we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of thinking of doing what I've done with some of my previous boxes. Let me try to find one, sorry. Planner spreads. doing like a shadow type thing. There we go. Something like this, where you have the box and then you shadow it. So I was like, do I draw the box in pink and shadow it in gray? Do I shadow it in peach? And I think I'm going to shadow it in peach. Or do I want to shadow it in gray? I don't know. It's the hard decisions, you guys. Let's see. You know what? We're going to shadow it in peach. And we're going to use this Sharpie marker. And we're going to draw some boxes. So I'm kind of going to use this as a typical like morning, afternoon, evening, like an hourly timeline without having the hourly timelines on it. How did Thursday just not end up having anything? Hey, I'll take it now that I'm looking at all of these sticky notes. So I'm going to kind of plan it a day at a time just because there is a lot going on and go from there. So I'm going to start with drawing my boxes. Let's get my ruler all set up. And let's see what would be the easiest way to do this. All this sticking out, ruffling, giving people any anxiety yet. I was like ruffling these, and I'm sure you probably didn't hear it as badly as I did, and I'm like, I feel like someone's gonna like lose their mind on me with all this like, right? It was making me lose my mind a little bit, so you're not alone. Okay, so these top boxes are going to be for my morning routine. I've been trying to get just back into some sort of morning routine and not just be a hot mess in the morning running around, trying to get things done or sleeping in or things like that. That's the tricky part when you own your own business and you're self-employed, is like you really make your own schedule, and sometimes that's a bad thing. It has its pros and its cons, because sometimes you're like, I'm really tired, I'm just going to sleep for forever. And then you're like, that was a terrible idea. So getting back into a morning routine, let me move my plate over, I keep hitting it with my elbow. Getting back into a morning routine has been a goal of mine for a while, actually. And I've been doing really good. I mean, it's only Tuesday, but I, did my morning routine Monday and Tuesday. So 2 days in a row. Yeah. And then, of course, the next box is work. It does take up, most of the day. And I'm kind of wanting to do, like, my top 3 things, because sometimes I can get real crazy with my to-do list when I was, like, planning. Let's finding the weekly. There we go. Like, when I did really long to-do lists like this, I found that a lot of the things would have to get moved to the next day. So I'm like, maybe if we just do like a top 3 things, that'll just keep it a little bit more organized, because things, some things take longer than others. And yeah, so I'm kind of thinking of sticking with, sorry, I'm like words with my mouth, speaking, putting my thoughts into sentences. So I do want to stick with the top 3 just to not overwhelm myself, especially since things can shuffle around fairly easily, but I do want to stick with having a theme for each day. So continuing with like my social medias and my design and my Amplify Planner day. So continuing with that, I kind of steered away from that for a little bit, especially because Amplify Planner launched a Patreon page, And so that was really time consuming up front. And so my week got super unorganized and chaotic, and I was like trying to do all of the things. And so having specific themed days really does help me. So yeah. Okay, I went ahead and finished the bottom half because clearly talking is not my strong suit, or putting my thoughts into words today. It's not one of my skills. So we have our work boxes filled out, and then just our evening tasks. So feeding the horses, dinner, and then kind of an evening routine at the bottom. I'm currently fostering 3 adorable black kittens. They're 4.5 months, and they are going through their deworming phase, so I have to give them their dewormer for 3 days straight. So I have that for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We have a Charlie cat. Hi, Charlie. He's just outside of the frame. He's gonna knock over all my washi and pens, aren't you? And then for Tuesday, we have a Patreon hangout. I need to do the shadowing on some of these boxes that I missed. Of course, dinner, and then another little evening routine right here at the bottom. So I'm going to shadow these boxes, and then we'll kind of get started on Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday's all filled out, morning routine. Work. Wednesday's going to be a good design day, so I need to finish up some of the other sizing for the Halloween kits, and then work on the 2022 Week at a Glance stickers, which is always just a nightmare. It's one of the designs I just don't like doing, but people love it, so I'll do it, but it's a pain in my butt. I have a lash appointment, I have to feed the horses, and then it's the last day of the medication for the foster kittens. Oh, and I totally forgot to water. Need to add water plants to this. My poor plants have been a little neglected this summer. It's just been so hot, and they need to really be watered like twice a week instead of just once a week, which is what I normally do. So I'm just gonna put a little asterisk and put water plants. Because some of them could really use twice a week instead of just once a week. Cats and plants and plans. Okay, let's flip this and do Wednesdays. Wednesday seems like the easier of the days, so that's something to look forward to. Or Thursday. I keep getting Wednesday and Thursday confused. Okay, so for Thursday, of course, we have the morning routine. Work, I'm kind of giving myself, I know all of Wednesday's designs probably aren't going to get completely wrapped up on Wednesday, so I just kind of moved them over to Thursday too, with like an extra little like, hey, if you have time, maybe start this. Dinner, since my evening is a little bit more free than the other days, maybe I'll go and ride Cedar on Thursday. It is supposed to start cooling down, so that should be nice. And then my evening routine, I want to make sure that I fill out my planner for Friday's like daily layout on Thursday, because Friday's kind of a crazy day, especially since it's an Amplify Planner day already. So that kind of just gets, you know, we just have like a bunch of brain dump ideas on Fridays, and I love it, but sometimes I'm like, okay, but like what was I supposed to actually do today that now I got distracted with all these other fun ideas that we're gonna now do? And I'm like, no, focus. So sometimes Fridays just get a little hectic in a good way. Like, it's awesome when we come up with some really good ideas, but it is easy to be like, oh yeah, we were totally gonna do this thing and I didn't write it down, so I forgot. So Thursday night, I want to fill out my planner for Friday, because I usually save that for Friday mornings, but sometimes, like I said, it gets a little crazy. And my friend is flying into town from Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and so from the East Coast. And so I want to make sure I save enough time on Friday to get everything ready for her arrival. Yes, I'm going to move this little master to-do list. This sticky note is very sticky. Just over here, and I'll fill that in on this side over here. And yes, so here's kind of Friday's things. Okay. We'll put those over there. I also realized my ruler's like perfect. If I just line the edge of the ruler up with the edge of the day, it does the perfect boxes. And I was like, I knew that and I just forgot about it. So get yourself the perfect clear ruler. Okay, now okay, so I went ahead, filled out Friday, morning routine, work stuff, getting everything ready for Danielle to come over since she's gonna be staying with us for a couple days. She's here for a wedding, so she's like staying with us, going to a wedding, doing wedding things, staying with us. Dinner, and then she flies in super late Friday night, so we're gonna go pick her up from the airport, which if you've ever flown into Denver, the airport isn't close to anything. It's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's a nightmare. So it probably takes us a solid 45 minutes to get to the airport and then back. So that'll be fun. So for Saturday, we're gonna go to breakfast in the morning, and then I have to drop off the foster kittens in the afternoon, make sure they're all healthy, which they've been great so far. And yeah, so we'll do kind of a breakfast, and then, yeah, Saturday's gonna be kind of a weird day. I don't quite know how to draw out all these boxes, but we're just gonna kind of wing it. If there's gaps, it's okay. Like, sometimes people feel like they need to fill up like all of this space, and I'm like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. So we're gonna just kind of do this, and since Danielle's gonna be over, I don't necessarily have anything super planned. We're just gonna do whatever she wants to do. That's my plan, and all I have to do is drop off some kittens. So hopefully someone scoops them up and gets them adopted, and I can also check on a Razzie. She was my last foster. I got kind of really attached to her, you guys, and I miss her a lot. Like, it's been really nice having the kittens just so I have someone to like snuggle on. Otherwise I'd be really sad because her room would be all empty, and I'd just be like, you can just come back home with me, and then I'd be a really crazy cat lady with 6 cats. So let's hope. Like, I want to see her on Saturday. I'm like, I want to see you again and like love on you, but I also just want you to get adopted because I love her too much. That's the hard part with fostering. I mean, it is so great, and I really do enjoy it. You know, these cats, instead of, you know, a lot of them would be in a kennel because they're either going through their 14-day quarantine for being transported from Texas, or they need, you know, medical treatment, and you have to give them medicine, you know, for an upper respiratory infection or ringworm or something like that, or they need to be on a special food for, you know, a little while. So you're getting them out of a kennel and giving them, you know, some free space to roam around and not be in, you know, this stressful shelter environment. As much as they try, you know, to make it not stressful, it's a stressful environment. It's not a home. So yeah, I'm like, where was I going with that? So it's been nice having, you know, the kittens here to snuggle on whenever I want, instead of having her empty room. And it's always nice to help the kitties that need your help. Okay, so, oh, I don't know why I put boxes there. I was just like in my groove. We're not gonna have a morning routine on Saturday. I do give myself the weekends off. So we are going to go to brunch. Charlie's being very helpful. But here is my weekly spread all filled out. Yeah, definitely a hectic week, but I really like how this turned out. It just makes things, you know, a little bit more organized in my brain, seeing it this way. So I really am enjoying the vertical layout. I think I'm going to go vertical for my Q1 planner, and then maybe I'll switch it up. I mean, that's the nice part, is with the Amplify Planner, you can switch between a horizontal and a vertical layout every quarter, and you're not dedicated to using that particular layout for the entire year. So, and it would honestly be perfect because the first quarter of the year tends to be a little bit busier than other quarters. So I think that would be perfect for Q1. So we'll see. We still have the rest of Q3 to get through, and then Q4. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to set this down because you get it and get to hang out with a Charlie cat. Yeah, you're the most helpful. So let me know what you want to see next week. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of skip filling out the daily layouts because I'm hungry and it's time to eat some food. So I will see you guys next time. Have a great week. Bye.